Um, now, so reading that once again, and so I read there's basically two. And see, I ain't gonna have the terminology. Maybe I should have wrote down a lot of terminologies. But there's it's two type of. So the melanin is created in like I said, in the pituitary gland. And actually, it is produced by something that carries the melanin. And it has been found in truth through research and discovery that for Caucasians, for white people, that up to 80% of the Caucasian race, their pituitary gland is actually calcified. So it's basically dysfunctional. It's not functioning. It's like petrified. It's solid. Whereas the black race, we ours is functions the most. We have the least amount of incidents of it being calcified. Although there are some of us who have calcified pituitary glands, but as you go from race, go black, Latinos, and go down the line, we usually have ours functioning the most, and then it goes down to the Caucasian race, and they have the most amount of people who has theirs functioning the least, and so that's what you fall back on. Now, and then it said that pituitary gland is a place where, for one, melanin is needed within the eyes and different parts of the body, and then one thing where that you really fall back on is that there's a belief that the melanin is necessary to be able to connect to spirituality, and so that's where I think you really fall back and justify and calling the white people devil, because they are thus cut off from their spiritual aspect because of that. And then, but that part of it is so much up for debate. So how can you say that because the physical part is not functioning, that it cuts you off from spirituality? How can you prove a spirituality? Other than somebody saying they're spiritual, and there are whites who say they are spiritual, other than practicing some method of spirituality, and there are whites or Caucasians who do that, and then there are blacks who don't do that, and so ultimately it sort of speaks to that. At the end of the day, it's for each person or each race showing and proving who it is or what they are, so that the Asiatic black man could be the devil, and that the devil could be a god. It's all in their actions and showing and proving. Because truth is, because you're saying that every single Caucasian is a devil, but then at the same time, I know there are some guys out there who accept that the white man can be God. I know that there are some Caucasian gods within the 5% nation, and so it once again it boils down to each person's individual ideology. Somebody asked me, how can I make the video off of watching one God? I said, well, should not be able to do that. Should not be able to watch one person that speaks for your nation, and then watching them, I get an understanding of what the entire nation is about. Because if I can't, then basically it sort of falls in line with other religions, and there's debate on whether Nation of God's Earth is a religion, and that everything can be different according to one's own understanding and ability to understand. And so you have different ideologies, and you're going to have different fractions and factions and sects within your group. And in saying that, I'm trying to develop the perfect, if you will, religion, the perfect ideology. And in developing, I may not be developing it per se, but I just may be finding what that perfect one is. And right now I believe that is truth, belief, and love. Uncompromising truth, unequal belief, and unconditional love. And so as I attack you and other groups at the same time that I am attempting to destroy. It is at the same time that I'm looking and making sure that I'm seeing that if you have anything that can destroy what it is I'm bringing, I'm trying to destroy at the same time. At the same time, it seems like I'm just solely focused on destroying you. I'm trying, in essence, really to destroy my own ideology and belief too. And as I try to build yours, I'm trying to build mine, and look for the weakness and the fractions, where the cracks that may be there in it. And I'm honestly trying to do that, to the best of my ability. Excuse me. So yeah, so going back on the difference between blacks and Caucasians. So that being saying, the truth is there's that going on with the pituitary gland. Now, does that within itself show and prove that we are God and they are the devil? Well, I've been told here that God just means the supreme being, and so it is being upheld by the nation that basically that we are working to our full capability and the Caucasians aren't, and that's the problem. Our pituitary gland is working, theirs isn't. So it shows and proves that it's like every part of us is working, and not every part of them is working, and so we are better than them. That doesn't mean that we are better than them. It just means that we are different than them. And then once again, like I said, science has proven that within some African Americans, there are actually some that have their pituitary gland calcified also. So how do you know whose is and whose isn't? I'm sure you would say, well, that yeah, matter of fact, this is what you can follow on. That those blacks who don't go fall in line with your ideology, well, then it's obviously that their pituitary gland is calcified and they're not working up to the optimum. I'm quite certain that's what you can fall back on. But once again, how can you prove that? You can just say that, but I can prove that. The same way I can say that if you don't understand the truth that I'm bringing forth, the unconditional love and the unequal belief that your pituitary gland is the one that's actually calcified, and then mine is working to its optimum capacity. That's why I appear to be so different and outcast with the world, and outcast, if you will, than everybody else, because my pituitary gland is working full speed ahead, 100%. That's why I'm fully in touch with my spirituality and my spirit with God, and understanding, taking on a spirit of truth, taking on a spirit of love, taking on a spirit of belief, uncompromising truth, unequal belief, unconditional love, taking on that spirit and bringing it inside me and becoming one with it, focusing on my heart, mind, and my soul, and my strength. Mine is working to the optimum. Yours isn't. Yours is calcified. Now, I could say that, and how can I show and prove that? By saying the things I'm bringing forth, the love I'm trying to bring forth, the belief that I'm trying to bring forth, the truth that I'm trying to bring forth, and how I'm trying to stay in at all times. I think I could fall back on that. But that could just be self-justification. Or it could be the truth. It could be the truth. So, like I said, it shows that they're different. It doesn't show that we're superior and they are inferior. It shows they have some recessive. And that's what it is. That's the truth of it. The truth that you can discern is that they have some recessive going on, and that's all it is at the base. Now, from that, like I said, you can try to say, well, that means that we're better. But once again, when you say something is superior, something that is superior can never be defeated by something that's inferior. Never. Something that is superior can never be defeated by something that is inferior. Because once that thing that is so-called inferior beats that's what's supposed to be superior, well, then it switches. So somebody out here give example of, a sports team that's supposed to be, better or superior to another team, and that sometimes that superior team loses. Well, maybe that superior team wasn't as great as thought, and maybe that inferior team wasn't as bad as thought. Because once again, when you say something superior, it is always superior. It is always higher than, and we know that the black man, the Asiatic black man, whatever it is, has been beaten by the white man, has been beat down, has been enslaved, has been killed. So how can you be killed by something that is lesser than you? Unless really, at the end of the day, that they are greater than you. Now, when we're talking about as a whole, now we know if we go down individually, they are. If you take one black guy, one white guy, put them head to head in a fight, the black guy may beat this white guy every time. He may be physically superior. One instance. This black guy may be intellectually superior to this white guy. One instance. And then it could switch. You put it, you switch it, take that black guy, put him against a different white guy, where that white guy could be physically superior, more athletic, more stronger than this black guy. There's plenty of white guys who are more athletic than me. There are plenty of white guys who are smarter than me. But I'm sure I have some athleticism greater than whites and some intelligence greater than whites. So that's a case by case issue. But you're talking about as a whole, the whole race. And once again, the truth shows that it's not. It's not true. It's not true. Once again, superior cannot be defeated by the inferior. 99 can never be greater than 100. 99 can never beat 100. 100 will always be greater, superior to 99. 99 will always be greater and superior to 98. 98 can never beat 99. It will always be inferior. It will always be less than. It can't happen. You get what I'm saying? So once again, you must admit to that truth. You must. You should admit to that truth. And also the truth is, once again, you are taking this whole race of people as a whole, saying that they are all devils and all evil, and they all have bad intentions. And that is not the truth. Because the truth is, there have been plenty of whites, Caucasians, or the devil through history who have died for the cause of the black man. Plenty throughout history who have died for trying to bring us justice and what is right for us, the same as blacks who have died side by side. And then conversely, there have been whites who have done more in trying to help the blacks than people within our own race. There have been blacks who have refused to try to help us, who are ran away from trying to help us, who are coward from trying to help us, who have actually helped to oppress us. There have been blacks who have killed the whites in the whites' attempt to help us. And that's the truth. And you must face this truth. Or you should face this truth. If you say you're about truth. Alright. God bless everyone. Peace and love. Where's the button?